All right, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Guten Morgen, Jumbo. Ni hao ma. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of, 18,000 foreign exchange traders. Hey, we gather this time every day to synchronize our watches, put together trade plans, both technically and fundamentally, to try to predict the future every single day. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for all your positive energy and focus that you put into this thing called Forex. Let's go. Welcome to Forex.Today. Let me remind you that trading is risky and not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results, but please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hey, my name's Wayne. I'm a currency trader, and I'm still in love with currency trading. Yesterday, I got together with the swing trading group. We planned some trades. Boom, guess what? They're working. I'm loving it. I like waking up, rolling out of bed, and go straight to the phone. And you're like, wee. So anyways, it's all good, man. It's all good in the hood. Awesome. Imagine that. After doing the same job for 20 years, you still wake up excited. What's going on? Where's the market? Oh, okay. So anyways, how cool is that, right? So that's a blessing, by the way. I remember a point in time, I think I worked at Cisco Systems. I'd wake up in the morning and the first thought that hit my mind was why I should call in sick. What should I say? I don't feel good. I'm going to puke. I have the flu. I don't know. And then, of course, you drag your butt out of bed and go to work anyways. I remember those days, man. So it's a blessing to wake up going, oh, yes. Okay. So anyways, that's cool. So I'm here to share not just my enthusiasm, but my experience, the good times and the bad, the good lessons and the bad. Hey, man, I've made more mistakes than you, so I'm here to share. So thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for asking good questions. Thank you for documenting notes in the comment section below the recordings. Thank you for all that you do. I hope that these live streams are helpful and motivational and maybe even a little bit entertaining. If you do appreciate these live streams, they are free as far as money is concerned, but they do come with an obligation. And that is to visit TradersWay.com, open up a demo account. It takes 30 seconds of your time. Then you can download MT4 or MT5 or CTrader, whatever you want. There's multiple platforms. Play some trades. You'll see the execution speed is fast. The spreads are narrow. The swaps are huge. All coming with world-class customer service. So that's all good in the hood. So test all that out on a demo account, because when you are ready to trade real money, all those things are necessary. But the last thing that you're going to really, really need is trust. So start now. Start the relationship now. They're ready, willing, and able. And then give them an opportunity to earn your loyalty and respect. Think of that kind of business model. They want an opportunity to earn your loyalty and respect. That's a good business model. And they favor your education because you might actually succeed if you're better educated, if you have better skills. And if you do, you'll end up being a better client for them. They will make more money if you succeed. So, hey, it's a symbiotic relationship. If you like that business model, show it. TradersWay.com. I'm over here. There's where I am. So here's one of the trade plans. Luftletulium. Okay, down, higher high. Oops. Higher high. Okay. If you're a bull, that's interesting, isn't it? Higher low. That's a buy zone. Okay. This whole area is a buy zone. Cool. Nice. Okay. So, in at what? 75? And here we are with the high of 65. Currently at 50. Cool. 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 Nice little day trade, yo. And check out the target. Okay. Interesting, right? This is the expected entry, and that's the expected target. Perfect day. It's a beautiful day. Don't let it get away. It's a beautiful trade. Yeah, that just happened. Touch me. Take me to that higher place. Please, my love. You know I'm not a hopeless case. All right. Cool. So Friday's done. Some suckers are walking into New York going, what's going on today, fellas? What are we trading? It's already done, bro. It's already done. But thanks for showing up. It's already done. Okay? Cool. So now what? Well, maybe Sunday looks like something like that, but then you got to also revert this over to monthly and weekly to figure that out. But look, it's just like yesterday. If you like the higher high, what are you going to trade? Some sort of higher low. So now your job is to use technical analysis to figure out where that's likely to be. The future 21. Okay, roll reversal. Pivot. Which pivot? Daily, weekly, monthly? Fib? I don't know, but that's what your job. Demo says, what are my thoughts on backtesting and building a portfolio? Most people don't do it right. So I actually have formal education on that. Okay? And I think most people's backtesting is really backfitting. And then they don't do any out-of-sample testing. So I think if you did some backtesting, pumped out some statistics, and handed it to an algorithmic investor, they would just throw it in the garbage. They're like, you have no idea what you're doing. And I would say that's probably 98, maybe 99% of our market does that. They have no idea what they're doing. So I'd be very careful saying it did really well in a back test, therefore it's going to work in the future. I'd be very, I think that's dubious at best. Okay, it's backfitted. Okay, maybe not always, but nearly always. Okay, unless you have a formal education, in algorithmic programming and testing. And, it's all, and what they say is test, 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 and test. Okay? And the other thing that they said, the first rule, I don't know about the number one rule, but the first rule, they said, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. It probably is stupid. Okay? If someone shows up like, I back tested it for 20 years worth of daily candlestick, data, and I have a 3.8% Sharpe ratio, right? A Sharpe ratio of 3.8. They're like, very good. Not interested. Okay. Anyways. So be careful. That's all. Be careful. Yeah, Davey says, hey, we got the day trading group starting on Sunday. There was a small glitch in the matrix where it wasn't auto-generating a temporary password. So for those that signed up and had problems with that, I will follow up with you today and we'll get that fixed. I've already tweaked the process so it shouldn't be a problem anymore. So that's good. And we will be meeting Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for the Asian session. We will also be meeting on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 3 p.m. to front run the Asian session. Basically, it's the New York close, but it's the opportunity for European traders to get some trades in before they go to bed. And then, of course, we're meeting Thursdays now at 3 p.m. to do swing trading. Swing trading, day trading, wow. So, yes, I'm looking forward to that as well. Such a good day, man. I'm in such a good mood. I found $10,000 today. I'm like, shit. Damn. That's the second time that I can remember. I mean, I remember 20, 30 years ago. No, 12 years ago, I'm going to guess. 12 years ago, I was cleaning my desk. It was so filthy. And I found a check for $10,000. I'm like, oh, shit. Well, that sort of happened to me today. Logged into my Coinbase account. I'm like, oh, my God, there's like 10 grand sitting here in cash. I'm like, oh, crap. So anyways, I'm like, woo! It was like a winning trade or something. You're just like, oh, snap. So anyways, I'm in a good mood. Sitting in my Coinbase account. Like, I got to log into that more often. And so I'm just like, hey, what a good morning. That's a great morning. You got to be thankful. All right. Let's see. Let's get off this because I am a bull. I don't remember why this is set for bearish. But let's do, day trading? Yeah, let's day trade this. Day trading bullish. Okay, cool. So what I would like is for this to come back. Okay, you can see a little bit of a front run here. Not that you would know it, but you could have. You could have done a move like that. I'm not saying you should have, but you could have. I don't think I would have. And well, in fact, I didn't. But now, like in many situations, it's just game on for me, right? Game on. I have permission to engage. Roger that. Thank you, Overwatch. Okay. We have observed the higher high. Permission to engage. Okay. So my scope is set like this. So if it comes along, la 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 la. Okay. So I'm waiting, Bubba. I'm waiting. Okay. Again, this is my kill zone. See, it's my kill zone right there. Come on, Bubba. So I'm liking that. The higher high begets a higher low. Yes, there might be bears there, but I'm not a bear, so I don't really care. Okay. I have to check my, double check my enthusiasm because really you have to have plan A's and plan B's. An aggressive entry is here, which would look like this. Okay. It may not come all the way back here. So you might say I'm very aggressive. So my plan A is sort of in here, one more sort of short wave down. And then a plan B is here. Okay. And then here's your kill switch and here's your plan C. Now okay. And here's your plan C, but that ain't going to be today or tomorrow, right? Cool. All right, so let's see what's on your mind, guys. I'll end the poll. Thank you for participating in the poll. Cool. Euro by far. All right. Why? Because it's weak? Did you notice that they're tapering, but Lagarde didn't call it tapering? So that's interesting. I would assume she's been talking to the Fed. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay, I can't grab that. Don't know why. She swallowed a fly. Oh, there we go. All right, so what you want to do? I'm gonna kind of highlight this area. Yeah, we'll get to that. Let me just finish these. Okay. Okay. This one's trickier because it's top-ish. Okay. But you can do this. You can do that. You can do this. But this is where it's at. Okay. So I'm going to kill this because it's kind of the same. And I will have to remind myself that we're at 70.5. So this could just drop 25 pips. And we're in, right? So down here near 30 or 25. Okay. So if it's 30, the stop is just going to be below the psych level. Not quite enough. The stop would be probably about there. Well, therefore, this is better because that drops it down to a little further. Okay. That would be best. But we'll see. Do we still have to trade Euro USD? What do you mean by have to? The ECB is dovish and the Fed is dovish. If we trade, it'll be the slowest pair. Am I right? Well, the ECB and the Fed are, even if they have similar policies, they're not the same thing. The euro is not a reserve currency. But, yeah, you might find something better to buy. Correct. Yeah, I know what you meant. So, yeah, but I've never said you have to trade euro dollar. I've never said that in my life. So, in fact, I wrote a whole chapter about how that would be dangerous if you only traded euro dollar. So, nonetheless, look, if you're trying to sell the US dollar and euro's weak, don't buy it. Your job is to do relative strength exercises, right? So you do something like this and you can say, I'm not interested in buying euro. I might buy pound. I did, by the way. I might buy Aussie. I did, by the way. I could buy Kiwi. I didn't. CAD's better now. So this is golden, huh? Look at this. Yen down, dollar down, pound up, Aussie up, Kiwi up, CAD up. It was just 2 days ago where we had something quite the opposite to this. And I said, I'm not interested in trading. Now suddenly I'm all interested in trading. And this is exactly what I want to see. It's awesome. But I don't look at this and say euro yen, euro dollar. Okay? No, not interested. Okay? So, yeah, I'm not even looking at that pair. All right, so let's get back to yens and then we'll move over. Okay? So we got this set, we got that set, we got that set. Euro yen, not even interested in. And the beast. Okay? And I think we've already done that. All right, cool. Coolio. Okay. Coolio. Okay. I guess we'll do dollar pairs and then we'll do commodities and crypto. Okay. Coolio. So Aussie dollar looking lovely. Tulliumum. Okay. What you want to do is look at price and then look at market. Look at Leonardo, and it's all good. It's all about the same. You can see I threw down a limit order on this account here, and it touched it. The swing trading group, we met in here, and I said, look, higher high, higher low. So I threw down a limit order here. Price came down, touched it, and went up. Which means I missed it only by the spread. Which right here is what, a pip and a half. Oh, what? But anyways, good trade plan. Good trade. Look at that. So anyways, too bad, so sad. You'll see that you've already missed a 382 or something close to it. Roll reversal. Okay. Too bad, so sad. Okay. See the importance of this? For example, no. That's what we call a roll reversal. So that might be Oscar Mike already for the second wave or third wave, really. Here's one, but I don't think that's really tradable. Two, that's beautiful. And now we might be setting up three, which means you have already missed Monday's trade. Nobody cares about PPI, Juan. Okay. Inflation's high enough that bonds are carrying a negative yield. That's what matters. So how negative? It doesn't matter. Is there more inflation? Transitory? Doesn't matter. Okay. Just not relevant. It's news. You can put it down as a data point, but it's not going to move the market. Okay. Remember, what matters, Juan, is the trend in economic data that makes the Fed change their policy. That's what matters. So you're only tracking CPI and PCE and PPI and GDP and retail sales and consumer confidence and all of this stuff. You're only tracking that data to discern whether the Fed's likely to change policy or not. So PPI could come out 100 billion%. It doesn't matter. Okay. In some of these might add short-term volatility, but not PPI. Okay. Okay, cool. My oh my, WTI just bouncing through. Remember, we're buyers at the bottom of this range. If you go your way and I'll go mine. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Juan. Yeah, just separate fundamentals from news. Okay, news is an event-driven strategy, and it's based on nothing but volatility. So you're going to look at, 3.1 expected, okay, and it comes out 3.5, and people are like, oh my God, it's higher, and you get some sort of volatility, and it's short-lived. It'll be volatile for, half an hour. But most likely it won't change anything, and then the long-term run will come back. The only thing is, in my day, a delta, which is a difference, right? A big delta would move the market, let's say 100 pips on something. Not necessarily PPI, but let's just say something. Okay? And now it moves 17 pips. So I look at it like, oh, wow, that's a big surprise. Nobody cares. Okay. That's just, I got chunks of corn bigger than that. So I tiptoe around it, or I just focus on the long-term trend. So like, for example, let's say this is WTI. Let's say my intent is to buy today. I'm a buyer. Okay? And my job today is to do this. Buy the dip. Buy the dip. Okay? So PPI in 5 minutes might create the dip. So that's its only relevance to me. So if it comes down, good, I'm going to buy it. Because the short-term volatility to bring it down does not change my long-term trend. So I'm like, oh, good, look, it dipped. Buy it. Okay? And other people, what'll happen is it'll come out, the market will drop, so people sell. But now they're selling at support. Dumb. Dumb, da dum, dumb. Okay? Cool. So if I'm going to buy the dip, I'm going to buy the dip. Okay? So right now, I have two choices. Buy it here or buy it here after the break. Cool. So I'm going to do one of those. Done. What's nothing complicated about that. But if you freak out because the news came out, you're going to get your head chopped off like a chicken. And then you can run around like a chicken with its head cut off, making a bloody mess. And then you'll I don't know, I guess do a real estate course or something. I don't know. You'll get rich that way. All right. Biddy holding tight. So I asked you guys, is it going to go up, down, or sideways yesterday? And it was cool because I think 25% of you guys thought sideways. Well, good for you, man. It's held tight. I mean, that's tight relative to these other candles. Okay. And let's take a look at our lovely gold. Cool. So, is this a higher high? No. We already got this one marked out. Okay, and I already got this one marked out. So, looks like yesterday, it must have been yesterday, we set up a plan A down here and a plan B. Cool. What do you think of something like that? If you go your way and I'll go mine. Currently it says this. No. I mean, I guess I'll use a tool here. That's what it currently says. Can't quite see the lower one. It's in the green zone. What do you think? Are we going to climb? Climb the Inca Trail? You love the new training vids. Which one, Ron? You got two odds, huh? Two odds? Cool. Cool. So that's that. So gold, oil, Bitcoin hasn't done anything, so that's fine. Bitty. So we did gold, oil. We did, there's no reason to do Bitcoin. We did yens, and I think we did the dollars too, didn't we? Ron, that was done I think I recorded those in the spring. Might have been the spring last year because COVID hit and I did all those extra training for members. I did daily webinars for like 6 months or something. And I created that day trading course. Yeah. Yeah. I went from weekly to daily training, and I lowered the price by 80%. What a business idiot. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think this is all golden, right? I guess we didn't do dollars because I don't remember this one. All right. So we were here yesterday. I don't know if this was Forex.Today or the swing trading group, but I bought it here, and now we're kind of working our way up. One of the things I said is I used to move here, but now I kind of move the next day. So I tend to not move my stops too quickly. But you certainly could. Okay. So now what's happening is we're kicking off Monday's entry, and we should be on our way to 1868. My entry is down here, so it's only 40, 50 pips. It's nothing. But the issue is, in this area, we were bulls. In this area, we were neutral. And then after this support with the higher high, we made this our new entry. And now we're planning on this again. So it's really, how do you get in? How do you get out? So this is definitely an out zone. And then how do you get back in? And so that was all covered in great detail. In, out, in. Cool. Yeah, right on, Thiago. It's my pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure. I have big, 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 big plans. Okay? And they're already, it's not even like thoughts. They're like big things are happening. And I need a team of 10 or 20. I mean, even 10, even 5 would be a good start. 5 traders I trust. Actually, I guess it would have to be an even number. So I guess it would have to be 6. The bare minimum is I need 6 traders that just can do exactly what I tell them to do. So I say, Thiago, you sell euro dollar. Sir, yes, sir. Thiago opens up the chart. Not now. Plus, Thiago's chart would look like this. It'd be in bearish mode because he's only allowed to sell. Good. So, does that look good? No, not in the moment. Maybe no selling today, but maybe next week. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll have someone else who's only a buyer. Did they buy here? No. Did they buy here? No. Did they buy here? No. Did they buy here? Yes. And now we're taking it north. Sweet. Yeah. If you go your way and I'll go mine, I'll whistle. Okay. This is one. Le Flé. Okay. This one is so good. You had to kick it off to 21. You didn't even get a fib. You didn't even get a pivot. But you knew yesterday that Great British Pound was the strongest currency on the planet. You knew that. So you're like, well, maybe I'll get in a little quicker on this, right? Check this out. Asian session. 5-8 up. London Open, gone. Gone, Bubba. So we call this the Asian fade. Fade. Fade into the night. Okay. That one's just Oscar Mike. Sorry. So pull this across. Plan it again. Okay. Cool. Lovely. Now, you might also say, which 21 do I want to use? So you can do insert, indicators, custom, zero lag moving average, width. Let's make this super fat. Boom. That's the 21 you want to be buying. Meaning when we were here, the 21 was here. Actually, the 21 was probably down in here. Okay. So you're like, oh man, we're still a million miles away from the 21. No, you're not. Okay. What it's trying to do is you have a deer running this way. Okay. The animal is here. So we'll put this as the deer. I don't want to dry it, right? And what it's doing is help you aim here so that you shoot and the deer runs into the bullet. That's how you trade too, by the way. Okay. You have to shoot in front of the moving average. The moving average catches it. Clueless, if you don't like it, leave. Sorry, I'm in a good mood. I don't need someone to piss on my shoes. Come back in 20 years. I'll still be trading. All right. So anyways, you see that? That's the difference of having a lagging indicator and sort of like something closer to it's not a leading indicator. It's just less lagging. So you might want to do something like, like kicking here is based on the future moving average finally catching up. Because remember, this is moving up. Okay. Okay. It's moving right and up. So you're like, here's right. Then you got to move it up. So anyway, so it's right here. It's saying in the future, all of this, okay, this will move up. Because remember, it's measuring 21 candles. That ain't 21 candles. So this will move up. This will move up. This will move up. This will move up. Okay? Okay. Cool. And by the way, didn't I just go through like 3 or 4 charts that had trades on them? I don't understand, I guess. Log in and yell at somebody in the middle of their work. You imagine I'm at Harvard taking a class on finance, and in the middle of a lecture, I heckle from the auditorium down to the professor, "If you were so good, you'd be rich!" "If you're so smart, why are you a Harvard professor?" It's rewarding and fulfilling. It's nice to have on your resume. Helps you get on boards. How many board of directors would like to have a Harvard professor in the field of finance be on their finance subcommittee for the board of directors? Like, there's an easy $300,000 a year job. Of course, a Harvard professor wants that. So why not become a Harvard professor? You can do 2 or 3 gigs like that. What, you have to show up once every 3 months? Psh. Of course, Harvard doesn't care who you are. I mean, the board doesn't care who you are. They just like the Harvard name. So everybody's happy. So anyways, yeah. Cool. So, la-di-da-di-da. So can you see the usefulness of a zero lag? Okay. Okay. If you're aggressive, you have permission to try to use that instead of this one because we may never hit. Now, remember, that's not always going to work. That's not always going to work. This isn't always going to work. Fibonacci is not always going to work. Okay. There's a lot of things going on. So this is how you have to ask yourself, how aggressive are you really? And what we're looking at is there's a role reversal. I love trading, especially intraday trading, role reversals. And then here's Monday's buy zone. Okay. Then we got this 21 here and this 21 here. So is this worthy of a plan A, clueless? Yeah. And you might lose money. Well, get over it. Okay. And then down here. So now if you're actually going to do that kind, like you're that aggressive, then you got to move your fib. And this isn't about yesterday per se. You're going to probably play it this way and you end up getting the same thing. And all this shows me is if you take this today, you're probably going to stay in it till Tuesday. And that's the difference between a good trader and a great trader. A good trader might buy it down here and make 25 pips today, where a great trader does no extra work, just doesn't cash out, moves the stop to break even or something, and then the next day gets 100 or whatever, okay? And gets 400, right? 400% more pips doing 0% more work. Okay. Now work meaning no more trades, but of course the true work is the alpha. You knew to hold it longer. Felix, no, they're indicators. It's not a part of MT4. It's not a part of TradersWay. You have to go to metatraders.com, Felix. The link is in the description below. Okay. Moreno's like, I haven't had a boss. Yeah. Well, here's what the boss would say. Here's what I would tell you, Moreno. I'd say, I want you to trade the South African rand long against either the dollar or the yen. Well, wait, right? So I want you to buy it. And then when it's showing signs of weakness, I want you to take profit and not sell it. And I know you could do that. And after that, it's like, how you make these decisions? Well, that's your job. You need to make your decisions. But I might have a client that wants to hedge some sort of positions or business transaction, and I want you to buy the rand. Or I want you to buy the rand because I'm a yield hog, or I have clients that are yield hogs, and they just want to be exposed to it. They want to collect the leveraged interest rate. But the bottom line is they say, hey, we want you to buy on our behalf South African rand. And I'll say, oh, well, we can use a smart beta on that. And they're like, we love that strategy. Sounds good. And I say, hey, I can introduce you to Morena. She's the woman. She's got this. She can do this for us. Okay. Felix already answered that. So I just answered it like literally 30 seconds ago. So let me answer it one more time. No, it's not TradersWay. It's an indicator on MetaTrader. So you can go to metatraders.com and buy it. The link is also in the description below. Okay. Yeah. Now Moreno's like, yeah, I got you, Rand. Right? Good. Done. Right? But that's what I mean. I need a portfolio manager that can do that. Rand long only. Offsetting yen, offsetting dollar. And, maybe the thing is a lot of clients wouldn't have like Eurozar, CAD-ZAR, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to be really quite restricted to yen and dollar. But look, you're trading your own account as well. So if you're trading my clients' accounts, and you're trading yours, what's the big deal? It's just extra money, right? Okay. See, my goal for you guys, the money you make as a portfolio manager working for me should offset the money that you normally would take out of your account. Yours, ours. Okay? So you get your piece of the puzzle. Okay? And now this, right, grows. This grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. And do the math, by the way. I've told you guys multiple times, bust out a spreadsheet and figure it out. Okay? So I would suggest, how much does your account grow if you take out 100% of the profits every quarter? Well, none. So what if you take out 50? Okay? What if you take out 50% of your profits at the end of every quarter and leave the other 50% in? How much money will you have in 5 years? Well, what if you take out only 25 and leave in 75? Okay? What happens is the less you pay yourself, the exponentially more money you have in 5 years. It's crazy. The math is redonkulous. So if you never take money out of your trading account and you're growing it at, let's say, 2.5% a month, month after month after month after month for 5 years, holy crap, will you have a lot of money. It's unbelievable if you do the math. So you're like, holy crap. Okay, so now what you want is that so you can live on, right, your profits from here to over there. And now to equate the same money as this only has to be 5x, for example, or let's say 6 times. So like if you have 100,000 in your money, you only need 600,000 in client money. And by the time you get paid and all that kind of stuff, it's going to equal the same here. But you're not going to get filthy, stinking rich making other people filthy, stinking rich. Do you understand that? The way you get filthy, stinking rich is to become filthy, stinking rich yourself. And that is to grow your money like crazy over here. So you turn this into like huge, redonkulous levels of money. It'll only take you 5, 6, 7, 8 years of hard work day in and day out. But it's coming from because you're eating this money. Eat. Live. Okay? You're eating and living your percentage from the client's profits that you're making. Meanwhile, one day you're getting big enough where you could be the client. You're like, I'll throw $1 million your way and see how you do. Okay? But in the beginning, you're not likely to be there. But you have to understand, if you can trade other people's money successfully for 10 years, it's rags to riches returns. Okay? Without gambling. Okay? Just do it based on an average of 2% a month. Okay? Take whatever starting capital you have, 10 grand, and grow that 2% per month for 5 years. You'll be shocked. So now you have to say, well, I don't have 10 grand. I don't find a way to get 10 grand. Then the other thing is I can't trade 2% per month. Well, learn how to trade 2% per month. Okay? And then what? If you had 10 grand in your money and 100 grand from clients, let's say you have 25 clients totaling 100,000 each, and you're earning, let's say, 15, 20%, all of a sudden, you never have to touch your 10K ever. You're living on that. You see? Codeman says, hey, well, can you use the client money, or you mean roll over the profits into that? Yeah, but the thing is, there's a couple of things going on. You have to eat. So yes, if you're not married, if you don't have kids, yeah, live in a hut in a third world country that cost you, you're living on $10 a day or $25 a day, let's say. Live in a third world country, you're living on $25 a day, you're living in a tiny apartment with no view, but you got high-speed internet access. Okay. And yeah, then double dip and say, well, you're making, I don't know, I'll make up a number, $4,000 a month from your share of the profits clients, and you're spending hardly any of it. And you're just like, I got to work. So maybe not only do you grow your account, okay, by 4,000, but you can put 1,000 in here. So you're actually growing it by 5. But here's the thing. You get to a point where you're like, try this. You have $5,000 in your account. Is somebody going to give you 500,000 of their money to trade? No. So the thing is, you got to grow, and then this will grow, and then that'll grow, and this will grow. And it even gets to the point where you have $1 million in your account, and someone will come along and you're like, we want to invest, but we have a mandate where we can only invest $1 million. That's our minimum investment. Otherwise, it's not worth the time. But also, the other second mandate is we can't be more than 10% of your AUM. Otherwise, we're basically your entire firm. We would be buying you. It'd be cheaper just to buy you or hire you. So, and that's not what we do. So come back when you have 10 million. Okay. And that is like ridiculously common. And the 1 million investment is ridiculously tiny. So if anything, they say, come back when you got 25M, come back when you have 100M, come back when you have a 1B, right? You're always going to run into this. So you're always not going to have enough money. You're always not going to have enough. So there's a natural balance. Okay? Your AUM and your clients, okay? And what'll happen is, with good trading track record, you'll always be able to get a slightly bigger client than maybe you deserve, but they're willing to take the risk because you're so reliable. So then that ups your AUM, and then he or she tells her buddies, and then AUM goes up a little more. But the thing is, this takes years. So you attract your first clients with a year track record, and your second one with 2, and then 3, and then 5, and then you got a 10-year track record. Well, your AUM has gone up quite a bit, and you're getting bigger and bigger clients. So you get one client in year 5, and it's worth more than all your clients in your first 3 years combined. Now, imagine you're still growing your personal account. Okay? Your money is now growing exponentially. And that's where you're getting filthy, stinking rich. No matter what, as you grow your AUM and you're producing your 2% a month, your clients will get a little bit bigger, and you can live a bigger lifestyle. You can afford a little nicer car and afford a little nicer house, because now you have to look at it like a job. Okay? You have to look at it like a job, because it is your job. So the better you do and the more assets under management, pretty soon now you're making 10 grand a month. You're like, oh, a little better car, a little better neighborhood. You can take a little longer vacation in a little bit better hotel. But after 5 or 10 years, now you're like, oh, you're making 30K a month. Okay. You're in the top 10%. You're in the top 1% of America. You only have to make 30 grand a month to be in the top 1%. So you're making 350, 360,000 a year. You're top 1%. Now you can fly first class and all that kind of stuff on Delta, which isn't that great, but whatever. And you're living an okay life. This money now might have grown to $1 million though. And that's your retirement. That's your FU money. Okay. And you're going to keep doing this for another 5 or 10 years. And you want to turn your 1M to 10M and retire. Or turn your 1M to 10M and buy a $50 million apartment building. And now you own a $50 million asset. Plus you're a currency trader with a 10-year track record or whatever. Okay? You're loving life and living large. And so never think of your job as a way to get rich. It's your job. Yeah, you can make money. Yeah, maybe you can be top 1%. But remember, the difference between the top 1% and the top 0.9% is probably 10x. So like you're not thinking private jets. Okay? So here's the thing. And some people think they're going to trade other people's money. They're going to make, let's say, 20 grand a month. And what do they do with it? They lease a Lambo. Okay? Guaranteed poverty. You're still thinking poor. That's not what a rich person does, or I should say a wealthy person. Okay? Okay? I could lease a Lambo right now. It'd be foolish. I'm going to put my children through college. Each kid will cost me a Lambo. I have to save for retirement because I may not want to work the rest of my life. I might get old enough where I can't do it anymore. I think I'll be working when I'm 70. Think about Christine Lagarde. How old is she? She's still working. Okay? But there might be a time when I'm too old and I got to live in an old folks home. I want to live in a nice one. I want to move into the Ritz-Carlton. I want to hit a button, right? And someone comes along and gives me a bubble bath. Okay? So that's not going to come from your jobs. That's going to come from your personal net worth. Okay? Because your job will stop. Here's the thing, your Lambo, what I said was work maybe 10 years, buy an apartment building. Okay, another 5 years goes by, you refi, guess what? You get a free Lambo. Why do you get a free Lambo? Well, your renters drew down your mortgage. That's called amortization. Your renters paid down the mortgage. So now what happened? You have more net worth. The amount you owe the bank has fallen. So you own that. And someone else paid for it. But what else happened in 5 years? The value of the apartment building went up. So what happened again? Your net worth went up again. It's worth more and you owe less. So then you refi, you take $300,000 out in cash from your refi. Bear in mind, it went up. You didn't do anything. The renters paid it down. You didn't do anything. So 5 years later, you refi, you have $300,000 in cash. Thank you, renters. Thank you, real estate market. And now you pay cash for your Lambo, and it was absolutely free. Meanwhile, some childish boy is leasing it for $3,000 a month and can't afford the insurance. So a poor person would pay $3,000 a month to look good because he thinks it'll attract chicks. It'll attract dudes. Okay? Meanwhile, someone else got it for free and they're like, oh, I've always wanted to own a Lambo. Why the hell not? Have you ever seen that from a Ferrari owner or a Lambo owner? Oh, I own 5 of these things. I love them. Okay? It's those guys that are trying, there's a real truth to that. Oh, I've always wanted a Ferrari, so I thought, why not? That's because, why do they have that attitude? Because it's free. So someone else dreaming about, if I only make enough money, aka job, I can get a Lambo, and then my life will be different. Bull hockey. Ridiculous. Okay? Cool. So anyways, I want you to learn how to become the boss, or even bigger than the boss, the client. Okay? So yeah, Dalbir says real estate was booming here in the UK. When I was in the UK, it was tanking. It was tanking. And I thought, what an amazing opportunity. Okay. Right. So anyways, just think about that, guys, because you will be able to talk to clients that are significantly more wealthy than you, but still have a common thread. You can't think poor and talk to a rich person. It's like stink. Oh God, right? You can just see it in their face. Oh God. Ugh. Ugh. And I've actually seen that. I got that look one time. And by the way, it was in London. And I'm up in the top floor, the top smoking room at J.J. Fox in Mayfair, rich neighborhood of London. And this guy comes up, beautifully impeccably dressed. He smells of money, right? And then I see that he was next door, and next door is where the royal family has their shoes made. And he's carrying a bag and he just had shoes made. And I'm like, oh, okay. So anyway, so me being me, I just like walk up and strike a conversation because I want to know what the hell this guy does. Turns out he's just 20th generation gentleman. And it's very clear early in our conversation, he's never worked a day of his life. Nor does he even really know anybody that works. He has concerns. We talked a little bit about Venezuela and investing there and a couple of other things, but I had said something, and I don't remember what it was, but he looked at me and he realized I was focused on money. Like I'm a worker. Now, it's really that clearly I'm not from England or London, right? I'm from North America. I'm Canadian. I live in the United States. But he looked at me like I was a little bit vulgar, but not like he was more like put off. Not that I was like encroaching on him or selling him something. It was just like we had nothing in common. He looked at me like, you're a businessman. Like, oh, like he sits on boards. He meets ministers of parliament. And that's one of the things. He was meeting with one of his lawyers, like meeting with your gardener. And they were talking about like meetings they have in parliament, which is right around the corner. So like he meets with politicians to discuss big things. Like, I don't know. It was just really funny. It was just really funny. He gave me this strange look like he shouldn't be talking to me. Right? It's really funny. Right? It's just really funny. And I don't know. I don't know if I could develop a relationship with him. That's all. It was just like, wow. You don't want to come across either like you sit down with a wealthy person and you're not yet wealthy and you're still talking about getting rich quick, but this person's already rich. And it'll be very off-putting. Like they're going to think you're going to steal their money. You're going to get rich quick by taking their money away from them. And that's their greatest fear. You have to understand, they're like, oh my God, if I lose my money, I'll be poor and it'll be horrible, right? So you got to be careful. You know, you should train yourself. Take a cotillion class or something. But, you know, it's going to be a real problem one day. And you should train for it. That's all, right? I don't care where you are now, but I'm trying to kind of lead you forward, okay, and be there. And the interesting thing is your trading will change based on that attitude. If you're going to try to get rich quick, you will never become wealthy. Take a finance class. When you take finance, and finance is the study of flow, okay? Not directionally, but flow over time. So what are the two things you need to grow your wealth? Your starting capital and how much time. And finance, you can say, okay, you can get really clever. How much are you going to start with? 10,000. Okay, how many years? 10 years. Oh, that's a K. Okay, 10,000, 10 years. Let's say 20% per year. Inflation is at 2% if you want to adjust for inflation to get real rates. And you crank it out and you will get a very specific number. Okay, you will get $897,322.47.3 adjusted for inflation. Okay, you can't cheat time, but what if you had 12,000? It'd be 1,397,300, but whatever, right? So wealthy people and families, by the way, because when you retire and then eventually die, your family, your children and your grandchildren will now be wealthy. So you will have a family office. Okay? So your family will know that it's how much money do you have now? What, right? What's the conservative growth rate? You never want to risk it. And how much time do you got? Well, I got forever time. So now you own an apartment building. Okay? By the way, you can have a $10 million apartment building, hold it for 5 or 10 years, and it's grown to 20 million. You can sell it, take the profit, but you may owe taxes because you're depreciating it. So now you might owe more taxes than you've made here. So then you flip it, or what do they call it? 1030. You exchange it, avoid paying, let's say, $2 million in taxes, and now you exchange it and you get a bigger building. And this has gone from 10 million to 20 million. So now you got a 30M. Do that 10 years later. And now you have, let's say you've grown it all the way up. Oops, I didn't do that. Let's say now you've grown it up. So over your entire life, you have $100 million in real estate now that you've exchanged. And now you have a $27 million tax bill if you sell it. But did you know if you give it to your children and after you die, you dead. So then you give it to your children. In the United States, the government gets rid of the $27 million tax bill. And now they just simply inherit $100 million worth of real estate. Earning what? 8% per year? So your children will have to live on only $8 million a year and watch the apartment building go up in value. So now you got to get there. Start with Forex. Take care of your children. Take care of your great-grandchildren. Leave yourself a legacy. Get yourself out of poverty if that's where you are now. If you live in a bad neighborhood in a third world country and you're like, oh, woe is me, stop your whining. You got Forex. Put in the time, get the track record, and slowly grow it. Maybe you'll hand this business off to your children and they'll grow it. But the thing is, you can change your legacy with Forex. You can't do that anywhere else, in my humble opinion. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Have a wonderful week. You're the best. Love you. Gotta go. Cheers.